Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
No, 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 no.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Gohan vs. Cell was the greatest fight in Dragon Ball Z. Not only is it my favorite, it's also objectively the best fight. The entirety of the Dragon Ball Z series was leading up to this fight. Yes, the Cell arc wasn't entirely planned out ahead of time, but Gohan's character was. You could see this literally at the start of Dragon Ball Z in the Raditz fight. There's a line by Raditz, he says, his power is ruled by his emotion. And then right after that, Goku sacrifices himself for Gohan. All of this foreshadows the Cell arc because those exact same things happen in the Cell arc. Now, of course, the Buu arc came in and basically destroyed all of the development of every single arc before this, but that's a topic for another day. I'm of the opinion that Gohan became the best character in this arc, and then a few episodes after, he became one of the worst characters in the arc, like on some Krillin and Yamcha type levels, barely stronger than Piccolo. They very much disrespected his character in the Buu arc, and that's why I dislike it so much. The Buu arc threw out all of the development we got, and they could have done a lot of things better. Gohan should have been the main character. That was Toriyama's intention, coming out of the Cell arc. They had a lot of potential with him because his character was still developing even past the Cell arc. He had a very strong journey throughout the Cell arc, and he had a lot of development, but it doesn't end there. He was only 10 years old. There's still a lot of stuff you could do with this character, and they had a lot of potential with it when, he's coming into the city's full of crime, he notices these things, and he says, okay, well, these bank robbers are shooting at these police officers, let me go and save them. You know what I'm saying? Little things like that, that's good. Those are good stepping stones into building what his character is going to become as he grows old. And the whole dynamic of him meeting the daughter of Hercule is actually really cool. There's a cool dynamic there. But they completely ruin it when they make him barely stronger than Piccolo, and they make Goku the focus again, even though he's dead. He comes back with Super Saiyan 3, which is so stupid. Super Saiyan 3 was so dumb. There shouldn't have been a Super Saiyan 3. I'm gonna say it now. Vegeta is the only good thing about the Buu arc. His character is the only thing that made it rewatchable, on top of the Gohan fight, because the Gohan fight was really cool, even though he was super underpowered, because he is my favorite character. I would say the only time past the Cell arc that he becomes a pretty decent character is in the flashbacks of Trunks' future, when he has his arm cut off, he's his mentor and everything. He's trying to teach him to be able to defeat the androids, but he barely gets any screen time regardless. So it's really not that big of a deal. We really don't get to see his character shine at all past the Cell arc, which is really unfortunate considering the entire build-up of the entire series of Dragon Ball Z was focused on Gohan, in my opinion. He was always around for Dragon Ball Z. He was there in the training arc with Piccolo. He was there at the fight with Raditz. He was there on Namek. He was there on the fight with Vegeta and Goku for the first time, and saved him, by the way. If Gohan wasn't there, Vegeta would have been able to kill Goku while he was incapacitated. My favorite little instance of development we get through those sections is definitely in Namek, where he was faced with Frieza, and he was faced with the decision of, okay, I have to quit being a pacifist, and I have to fight so that my friends don't get killed. And he's doing this until Goku shows up to save the day. Well, later on in the Cell arc, Goku's no longer there to do that. The only thing he could do is tell Gohan from the dead that it's going to be okay. You have the strength to beat Cell. And then, of course, that led into the final father-son Kamehameha wave, which is the best moment in the series, I'll say. That is just a personal opinion. A lot of people say that the original Super Saiyan transformation was better. I would disagree, but I definitely respect that opinion. It's just my personal favorite trope typically shonen, but in anime, where you're passing on the torch to the younger generation, and that was the perfect moment to do that, especially in the Dragon Ball series, when, Gohan finally surpassed Goku. There was all this build up to it. Ever since chapter 365, there was the first notion of somebody surpassing the Super Saiyan. I believe it was Vegeta who said he was going to surpass it. That was right after they introduced Cell as a villain, and they continued to go on with this theme all the way right up until the Cell games, and we're still figuring out, okay, has Goku surpassed it? Has Gohan surpassed it? There's all these questions, and for the most part, it still remains ambiguous because we don't know what's about to happen. We're under the impression that Goku is still the strongest coming out of the Chamber of Spirit and Time, and so he already admits within himself that he's not stronger than Cell, so we're left with this question of what's going to happen, who's going to be able to defeat Cell. And then Goku admits defeat, and he says, okay, I get to pick the next fighter though, and he chooses Gohan. Everybody's confused. Piccolo's upset. Piccolo's enraged. And Goku's sitting there letting Cell beat Gohan half to death. And Piccolo's just sitting there like, what are you doing? You're letting him get hurt. All he's thinking right now isn't, I need to power up and defeat Cell. He's thinking, why isn't my father helping me right now? And that's pretty impactful because then Goku goes in and says that he's the only one who could defeat him. When he gets mad, he's going to power up. He's going to be able to be the one to break through, and be able to defeat Cell. He just has to find it within himself. And so, of course, that leads up into Cell figuring this out after Gohan confides in him how he awakens his power with his rage. And so Cell starts attacking his friends, the Z-Fighters and everything, with his little mini-cells. Everybody's on their back foot. Krillin and Yamcha are almost dead. Vegeta and Trunks are the only ones holding their ground. Android 16, he gets his head chopped off. Hercule tosses it right over to Gohan because 16 needed to talk to him. 16's talking and he's saying, it's okay to use your anger and channel it into a positive direction. Use it against Cell. He's trying to hurt everybody. He's trying to kill everybody. It's okay to hurt him. Then Cell crushes his head. That's what really awakened the Super Saiyan 2. And then, of course, his character evolves at that point, and he becomes a little bit arrogant because he's under the impression that he's untouchable, unstoppable. Nobody's as powerful as him. Cell can't do anything to him. Of course, he has this shift in his tone, and he changes as a person, and he says, no, I'm not going to end Cell right now. I'm going to make him suffer. And in doing so, he remains with flaws. His character still has room to grow. This is why I think Super Saiyan 2 transformation was better than the first Super Saiyan transformation, because Goku's always remained this perfect, happy-go-lucky, great character with no flaws, whereas, Gohan shows up, he gets this power, but he doesn't use it in the way that he should. He makes a mistake, and he loses something because of it. Not enough characters have something like that, especially Goku. Everything ended perfect for Goku, and so you could say that should have been the end of the series, which a lot of people think. But if you do want to expand, then going with the route that they did in the Cell arc is the perfect way to do it. And then transitioning into what they did in the Buu arc is the perfect way to destroy that buildup and make the series worse. Which is why I think that the Buu saga is so bad and why the Cell saga is so good, because the Cell saga is the perfect example of what potential the series had going forward after the Namek and Frieza saga. And the Buu arc is the perfect example of wasted or ruined potential of what they had going forward out of the previous arcs.